Hey guys, got some more music videos. I'm about to make some more lyric, just one-offs. So here we go. Let's see here. Okay. One of my viewers actually recommended me this lyric page. So let's get started. Unit 731 experiments, frostbite testing. Yoshimura Hisato, a physiologist assigned to Unit 731, took a special interest in hypothermia. As born to Maruta studies in limb injuries, Hisato routinely submerged captives' limbs in a tub of water filled with ice and had them held until the arm and leg had frozen solid and a coat of ice had formed over the skin. According to one eyewitness account, the limbs made a sound like a plank of wire when struck with a cane. Hisato then tried different methods for rapid rewarming of the frozen appendage. Sometimes he did this by dousing the limb with hot water, sometimes by holding close to an open fire, and other times by leaving the subject untreated overnight to see how long it took for the person's own blood to thaw it out. Vivisection of conscious captives. Unit 731 started out as a research unit, investigating the effects of disease and injury on the fighting ability of an armed force. One element of the unit, called Maruta, took its research a little further than the usual bounds of medical ethics by observing injuries in the course of disease on living patients. At first, these patients were volunteers from the ranks of the army, but as the experiments reached the limits of what could be done non-invasively observed, and as the supply of volunteers dried up, the unit turned to the study of Chinese POWs and civilian captives, and as the concept of consent went out the window, so did the restraint of the researchers. It was around this time that Unit 731 began referring to confined research subjects as logs, or Maruta in Japanese. Study methods in these experiments were barbaric. Vivisection, for example, is the practice of mutilating human bodies without anesthesia to study the operations of living systems. Thousands of men and women, mostly Chinese communist captives as well as children and elderly farmers, were infected with diseases such as cholera and the plague, then had their organs removed for examination before they died, in order to study the effects of the disease without the decomposition that occurs after death. Subjects had limbs amputated and reattached to the other sides of the body, while others had the limbs crushed or frozen, or had the circulation cut off to observe the process of getting green. Finally, when a prisoner's body was all used up, they would typically be shot or killed by lethal injection. Though some may have been buried alive, none of the Chinese, Mongolian, Korean, or Russian captives assigned to Unit 731 survived their confinement. Alright, I think that's good enough for this video. Once again, shit's been rough. Alright, getting less and less views on each video. Now I'm down to like 3 billion views per video. I hope this, boosts my numbers. Thanks. See you next time. Hey guys, back again with another one. Yeah, I'm down to, 1 billion subscribers. Yeah, cool. It's getting there, close to just pulling the plug, honestly. That's enough of that, though. Let's get right into it. Alright. I got off the train at 8:45 with 15 minutes to get to my office on the 78th floor of the South Tower number 2. Although I didn't have much time, I really wanted a smoothie to nurse my cold. So I headed to the smoothie stand on the concourse level of the W2C. As I patiently waited, I noticed everyone running in different directions with panicked looks on their faces. As we were all looking at each other for clues, someone said, "Something big is happening." I didn't hear or feel anything. I thought it might be Gunshots or a bomb. All of a sudden, the woman making my smoothie shut off the blender, hopped the counter, and started running for her life. We all looked at each other and decided to do the same thing. My first instinct was to run to the closest exit north of the building, but a woman was frantically running towards me, saying it's on this side. Turned around. I looked out the window and saw debris falling and knew there was an explosion above me. My choices were to run to the other end of the building or risk being injured by falling debris. I was afraid the building would collapse on me if I ran to the other side. So I bolted out the closest door. Luckily I wasn't hit by any of the glass and metal pieces falling. Only pieces of paper floating everywhere like a ticker tape parade. I still didn't know what was happening. I stood on the corner of Church and Vesey, looking up at Tower 1, wondering why there were flames shooting out of the building. Although I didn't know exactly what was happening, I knew history was being made. I wanted to take pictures, but I didn't have a camera on me. So I went to the local bodega and bought a disposable camera. I watched in horror as 15 to 20 people clung to the side of the building, getting ready to take the jump to escape the burning flames and end their lives. Some people jumped holding hands with their colleagues, others jumped alone. As I stood there in tears, clicking my camera, I knew this would be the worst thing I would ever witness. Although I still didn't know what was happening, I wondered if I should go to work and give my presentation. All of a sudden, my building exploded as the second plane struck. I knew it hit my floor because the 78th floor had a different shade band around it. The police started screaming, "Run!" And we all ran together with a new sense of urgency. Strangers were falling down and picking each other up. High-heeled shoes and flip-flops were all over the street as the woman kicked them off to run. Alone until this point, I ran into some colleagues of mine in front of the Trinity Church. 2 blocks from the towers, they said they had been in our building working, but the managers told everyone to evacuate. As they were walking down the stairs, an announcement came on the intercom telling everyone to return to their offices. Apparently, they thought the plane hit the other building by mistake. Then one of the managers, Ron Perez, yelled in the stairway, "Everyone at baseline, keep going down! This may not be a mistake!" Thankfully, most people disregarded the announcement and listened to Ron. As they walked down the stairs, the plane hit our building and they got knocked down to their knees. Realizing it was an attack, they ran down the rest of the stairs and made it out safely. I stood there with my colleagues for a half an hour or so, watching him shocked as both of the buildings burned. Security guards kept yelling, "Get out of here! If these buildings fall, you're in the front line." We didn't think the towers would ever fall. Then it happened. Tower 2 started to fall, and you could hear the rumble. We were standing there watching history unfold. One of my colleagues, Rob, grabbed my hand and we ran together through the streets of the city. When we got to Rob's apartment, I knew my parents must think I'm dead, so I grabbed his phone to call them. The call finally went through and my parents answered together with a panicked hello. I said, "It's Evangeline. I'm okay." They were so relieved. It was the best phone call I've ever made in my life. My colleague and I grabbed a beer since that was all he had in the fridge, and we were parched from running and heading up to the rooftop. Once we got there, we watched Tower 1 fall to the ground. When the plane hit our company's building, there were still 14 people at our office on the 77th and 78th floor. Out of the 14 people there, 10 of them were on the north side of the building, watching Tower 1. Miraculously, they felt the building shake and headed for the emergency exits. The first stairwell was completely demolished, but luckily they found another stairwell. It was smoke-filled with jet fuel pouring down the stairs, but it was their only option, and they took it. One of the women was 7 months pregnant, and all 10 of them made it out alive. Unfortunately, the 4 people on the south side of the building, where I would have been sitting, were not so lucky. They didn't make it. With 135 people in the building, it was unfortunate, but the stroke of luck that the terrorists got only 4 of us. Every day I count my blessings for what I have, realizing, frick! I messed up! Oh no! I totally didn't do that on purpose! Oh my god! Yeah, guys, if you want to see the end of that, you're gonna have to subscribe to my Patreon, and also my Subscribe Star, and also donate me $10 through PayPal. If you want to hear the end, it gets pretty good at the end, so if you really want to hear that, I would recommend subscribing. And also hitting the bell on my YouTube channel, and also commenting. That would help a lot, considering I've lost so much subscribers. Oh god. Well, see you guys. Bye.